Good morning. Good morning. My name is Michael Newsome, and I am the CEO of Blue Moon Health and Wellness. I am a certified nutrition coach, and I am your presenter here for this business information session on the Akana business program. I wanted to be able to share this. I'm excited to be here, number one. I'm very excited to be here. And Akana is a company that's been around since 2019. We started in the pandemic. And for those of you who don't know, Akana means in the hands of God. So I say that to let you know that you are definitely in the right place and at the right time. So thank the person that invited you here today. They thought enough of you to want to share this information with you. Today, we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about health. We're going to talk about wellness. We're going to talk about sickness. We're going to talk about disease. We're going to talk about science. We're going to talk about technology. We're going to talk about business, and we're even going to talk about some economics. So we appreciate you being here with us today, and let's jump into our information. We have a lot to cover today. So the problem starts at the beginning. Let's start at the beginning. It starts with our diet. We talk about what impacts our health and wellness. And the problem in the United States is a term that we've coined through our CEO in the company, suicide. We are digging our graves with our fork. As you can see from the slide, our original diet consists of fruits and vegetables and whole foods. And that has transformed to what you see on the right-hand side, the standard American diet, our new diet, the SAD diet, which consists of fried foods, extra animal protein, highly processed sugar. And all those things you can see the contrast between what's grown out of the ground and what's grown by man, what's produced by man. And the change in our diet has produced where some of the effects of that in our society today in terms of some of the illnesses and the sicknesses and diseases that we are experiencing. One is the silent killer. In 2020, nearly 700,000 people died from cardiovascular disease, which means about 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent. And the damage is done. Sometimes people have heart attacks and they're walking around, don't even know that the damage was done. They weren't aware because it's a silent killer and it's the type of disease that doesn't necessarily show a lot of symptoms. So this is part of the battle that we're challenging right now, that we're facing. And alarmingly enough, the number of 14 to 19-year-olds are also showing signs of 40% blocked arteries. And when you think about it, it's really not that surprising statistic, because who eats a high percentage of junk food? Teenagers, 14 to 19. They're going to McDonald's, they're going to Burger King, they're going to the chicken place. And 40% blocked arteries by the time you're 19 years old is really not a surprising statistic. And then when you look at people of color, do you know what the significance of age 45 years old? That they are more than 2 times likely to die from heart disease. So that's a very alarming statistic, because it just shows the health disparities in our country between different cultures. And to be 2 more times predisposed to heart disease is a dangerous, dangerous number. And on the screen, you're actually looking at what happens when we're talking about heart disease. We're talking about on the far left, in the optimal artery, it's clear, blood can flow. And just over through time, you can start to see there is plaque starting to build up in the outer wall of the artery. And as we get older and as we consume different foods, that is a process. Now, it doesn't have to happen at a high level, but it's a natural process. So as you can see, as you progress over to the right, that the plaque is getting thicker and thicker to the point where it causes a blocked artery, which causes a heart attack. So these are the things that are being caused by the food that we're eating today. So on that same note, in terms of the silent killer, it's the same effect as the ice float you look on the outside, on the top of it, and it looks like you see everything you see. The glacier, you can see everything at the top, but it's not what's at the top. That the issue that the ice that you can see is the ice underneath it. That's what you have to be concerned about. It's what you can't see is what you need to be concerned about. So let's talk about, we're going to go over this in progression, but we're going to go over the top 5 health-related problems impacting communities. And it all starts with, do you know your blood type? As the person who invited you here itself, as we interact with people in our community, we're asking that question a lot these days. And it's interesting because what we're finding out is most people don't know. And if they're not an active blood donor or have a blood donor card in their pocket, most people don't know. And that's my story. I always knew because I had my blood donor card. After transitioning through a few wallets and I didn't have that card anymore, I didn't know what it was for sure. And then when I went to go find out my blood type, the doctor didn't even know. So we'll talk a little bit more about the importance of blood type. Because what it is, blood type is a more reliable measure of your identity than race, culture, or geography. It's a genetic blueprint for who you are and a guide to how you can live most healthfully. And that's the foundation of what we're sharing, the message that we're sharing with the community right now. Know your blood type so we can help you design how to eat and live in the most optimal manner. So a Honda is committed to helping 1 million people learn their blood type within the next 18 months. We have this tremendous campaign going around. We're going to be talking to people. We're going to be educating our community. So the concept of eating to your blood type is going to be elevated. You're going to hear a lot more about it. And you're going to be hearing about it because we're going to be in the forefront. So let's talk a little bit about the blood types. There are 4 basic blood types: A, B, O, and AB. That's it. And uh, it is the genetic fingerprint that identifies you as surely as your DNA. And it guides a lot of what we're going to be teaching you today about how to eat and be consistent with the way that you were made and you were designed so that you again can get optimal health benefits from your body and from your food. And this is a breakdown of the various types. And like I said, we have A stands for agrarian, which means that your diet is designed to be more of a vegetarian-based diet. B is for balance, which is developed as humans migrated across the earth as we developed. And the B blood type developed in the northern colder regions. O is for O, which is the O is for old, which is the oldest blood type there is, originating in Africa, which is they were hunter gatherers and had a very sturdy immune system. And then you have the AB, which means it's the most the youngest blood type, and it's the modern blood type. It's very rare, and it's found in less than 5% of the population. So uh, that is the basic overview of the 4 blood types. If you see a B person, let them know that they're very rare and that they're very special. They'll get a kick out of that. So how this connects is that the blood type is connected to our immune system because we have a very sophisticated immune system that can identify when there's a substance in your body that is a friend or a foe. And the method that it's a series of chemical reactions called using markers and antigens, or markers called antigens, which basically is an alarm system for your body. When your body identifies something that shouldn't be in it, like a germ or something like that, it goes to work. It activates, and it goes to attack that particular foreign invader in your body. So that's where we start to see where your system is activated and starts to cause what's called inflammation in your body. And when that happens, it's a part of the healing process. But when it happens too often, it can be detrimental. So blood type is the key to your body's immune system. It controls the influences of viruses, bacteria, infections, chemicals, stress, and those invaders that I was just talking about. All these things that should not be in your system that compromise your system. Your blood type, in conjunction with your immune system, identifies it and goes into action. So your blood goes back to where the food is important, because if you're eating food that is consistent with your blood type and your body recognizes it as food, as nutrition, it's not going to go into attack mode. It's not going to go into inflammation mode. But if your body is identifying your food as junk, as poison, as an enemy, it's going to go into action mode, and it's going to trigger inflammation, and it's going to go attack that food. And instead of processing it as a friend and as a nutrient, is processing it as a foe and an enemy. So your body reacts in a different way. And as you can see on the left, when it reacts in a positive way, it keeps you within your proper weight goals. But if it doesn't, you see things like obesity and digestive problems and inflammation. Eating against your blood type, again, what happens again, if you look at it from the scientific perspective, when we eat foods that aren't good for us, they contain things, protein called lectins. And that is either compatible with you or not compatible, which triggers that reaction in your body. So that's why it's careful. You need to be careful about what you eat and knowing what is consistent with your body type so that you're not constantly triggering the alarm system in your body. So again, our immune system is designed to protect us from those lectins. And about 95% of the time, our body, handles it without a problem. Then the other 5%, is filtered through our bloodstream, and our other components of our immune system, handles it. So what happens again when the lectins appear in your system, and they interact with your bloodstream, it causes a process of called agglutination, which is a clumping of red cells in your system. As you can see in this picture right here, you don't want agglutination happening in your arteries. It's clumping, preventing proper blood flow, and this triggers all these negative responses in our body. So we know now that food and how it reacts to your body chemistry causes these things, and this is part of the message that we're getting out to the community, so that they can understand that it's important to learn your blood type so that you can understand what it's doing and how it's impacting your body. And some people say, yeah, I eat something and I kind of feel kind of off. So that's why. So, but if you don't know what the cause of it is, you're going to continue what you're doing, and it's going over time, it's going to do exactly what we see. It causes generational problems because the lack of information is what the problem is. And I know I'm kind of going into a little bit of technical information about the agglutination and the lectins, but people are really dying for lack of information. And we really need to be able, and part of our campaign is to go out and educate people. And we have to even take to maybe a little higher level. We have to get just beyond the basics, because, people are dying. We have a very serious cause that's in front of us, and people need this information. And, we're trying to get it to them, in a very understandable way, but in a way that we can take the proper action. We are trying to break the generational cycle of sickness and disease in underrepresented communities. So, what's the consequences of not knowing your blood type? If they give you the wrong blood, it will kill you. And certain types of blood mix, or you can use it in transfusions, and some you can't. The O type blood, the oldest blood type, is the universal donor. You can receive it, you can donate to anyone, but you cannot receive from anyone. You can only receive from an O. So those are the things that you need to know that are basic to your healthcare, because you need to know for yourself, for your spouse, for your children, for your significant others, your friends, family, and loved ones, because not knowing that can have some significant impacts. Again, if you eat the wrong food, it could be slowly killing you over time. That's a testament to the power of the human body, because it takes a long time to break down, but we can't. But as you can see, it's breaking down sooner and sooner as we go through the generations. We start back in the generations where we were living almost 1,000 years, and now we're barely making it to 70 and 75, because the food that we're eating has changed so drastically. So let's take a look at this chart. that gives you a little bit of a heads up. And this is information that we're getting out to the community in various forms, the what to eat, how to eat to your blood type. So really quick, as a blood type A, foods that you should avoid are like, even though your diet is plant-based, primarily you do better on plant-based diet, but tomatoes aren't good for you. Bananas aren't good for you. You know, red meats, pork chops and meat and steak, those aren't good for you. Potatoes and even shrimp. Real quick, look at a B, fried chicken. I know you bees out there kind of shaking your head, saying, I don't believe that. So trust me, chicken is not your friend. It causes that reaction that we were talking about, the agglutination, avocados, black beans, shrimp, crab. I know. We all love those things. We love those things, but knowledge is power. So let's look at the O's. I'm an O. Catfish. I used to love catfish. Avocados. No, don't take my avocados. That's good fat, but that doesn't do good for a B. Then we have oranges. You're taking away my oranges. White wine, cashews, poor O's. Let's go back to B's. Chicken, bananas, black beans, avocados. The ABs has have a combination of all of those. So we gave you some good information right there. Hope you take a screenshot of that and kind of understand where you are. And this is not just based on hearsay. This is based on data. And this gentleman, Dr. Peter J. Diamo, wrote this book, Four Blood Types, Four Diets, Eat Right for Your Type. I carry this book around with me everywhere I go. And when I talk to people, I share it with them. And just to let them know that what I'm talking about is backed by data. And, you know, the question is asked often, you know, I didn't know how important it was. Why am I just learning about this? Well, it's common knowledge that's hidden in plain sight. And what they do, and it's not taught as much in medical school in terms of the connection and the significance, but the data definitely is out there. So you'll find we know this information, and we're now going out on a campaign and we're educating people. So it's not necessarily when you find out, at least you do know about it. Because again, it's not taught in medical school, it's not promoted by big pharma because you know it could be contrary to their best interest. If we're teaching people how to eat according to what nature planned them to eat, that cuts into their market for providing pharmaceuticals that will imitate what they want nature to do. Again, the pharmaceuticals is just an imitation of what nature does, and they're just copycatting it and making revenue. So that's a little bit about that. So again, because it's all connected because you know big business often benefits off of weaknesses in people, and that weakness is lack of knowledge. Okay, people didn't know that inhaling tobacco wasn't good for them. People didn't know that eating trans fats clog their arteries. Eating margarine and foods that contain artificial fats, thinking that they were saving calories. People didn't know that the electromagnetic waves from 5G cell phones causes certain types of cancers in the body, you know, based on the science, that creating food in the laboratory was going to have adverse effects on the human body. Drinking milk, one of the biggest marketing campaigns in the history of marketing, got milk, was based on false information. Milk does not do the body good. Milk does the body bad. And it causes mucus production. It causes allergic type reactions. Human beings are the only species that drinks the milk of another species. And again, it's done for profit motive. So another good piece of information to take away today. No matter what blood type you are, you should stay away from dairy products because after a certain age, the human body does not need that, especially doesn't need that from another species. So when we look at what happened in the philosophy of eating to your blood type, globally, the nation of Japan adopted that philosophy and started incorporating some of the principles into their diet, into their lifestyle. In the United States, we didn't. And as a result, look at the difference in the life expectancy. The average age is 84.6. And in America, it's 76. That's a significant difference. Then when you start talking about underrepresented communities, specifically in the African American community, that goes to down to 71, not even 72, 71.8. So you can see the difference, the cultural differences, and based on how their philosophy on eating and food. And the evidence is all around us. The evidence is all around us. All we have to do is look at any corner, and you see the fast food proliferation of fast food everywhere. And I think I heard on a presentation the other day that in Chicago, maybe, that they built the first four floor dialysis clinic. That is sad. That breaks my heart. So we've got to do better. We can do better. And that's why we're passionate about our mission about sharing this information, because you can protect yourself from common viruses, and you can take a stand against life-threatening disease. You can achieve your ideal weight. You can slow the aging process, and you can cleanse your body of these toxins and fats. We don't have to live this way. We have solutions. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about, we have identified some problems, and we're still going through some of the problems, but we're also going to talk about some solutions. Another issue, number two, is oxidation. Oxidation is a natural process. Researchers have identified one of the most uh, important contributors to heart disease and wrinkles and cancer and arthritis and other problems is oxidation. And that's where you can see on the banana and on the boat, it's the same process, that air is oxidizing and attacking the material and decaying it, basically. And that's a process that happens internally to human beings. But what's built in to prevent oxidation is antioxidants, which is fruits and vegetables loaded with the plant compounds called phytonutrients, designed to counterbalance the natural decomposition process that we all go through. You got antioxidants that's breaking you down, and you got antioxidants from the food that should be building you back up, fighting against that aging process. So that's why you have to eat fruits and vegetables, because it has the good stuff in it. So the other thing that you need in your body is omega-3, which is a nutrient that is required that you eat and that you receive through certain grains and certain types of seafood, and it's essential for heart health. So what happens when you don't consume enough omega-3, these are the effects. Cardiovascular, we've been talking about that. Cognitive cognitive decline. You see that all over. Alzheimer's is prevalent in our society, overly prevalent. Dementia, like chronic inflammation, and the progression of diabetes, arthritis, cancer disease. These are all things that, we're not telling you anything new. All you have to do is look around in your own family to see what's going on in your family. Again, we're talking about the generation. We don't have to just go look out. We can look at what's going on within your family and your own personal health. We know that we have to take preventive precaution, and we know that omega-3 deficiency is a part of it. So it causes, issues with metabolic health, weight gain, immune function, your liver, your bone health. One of the things I do as a part of my practice within the company is I'm a bioscan coach, which means I get to go out and we have access to state-of-the-art technology that does these digital health assessments. And one of the things that I'm identifying in most people is that their liver is moving toward fatty liver disease and towards cirrhosis. They're going the wrong way because the liver, which is one of the main filters in our body, is being overworked. So again, we have data, we have evidence. So let's look at number 4. We want to be able to protect our gut. Our gut is 70% of our immune system is in our gut. And again, the passage of food, fiber, prebiotics, all of those things are passing through our system and impacting our microbiome. One of the things that is foundation to our beliefs, what we teach and what we share in this company, is detoxification. You need to be able to detoxify your system and remove those chemicals, remove those parasites, remove those things that should not be there out of your system, out of your gut, so you can take some stress and pressure off of your kidney and livers and have your body functioning better, which will help you get rid of some of that visceral fat that everyone is, trying to remove from their body through many different means and techniques. And as you can see in this slide right here, the elimination of parasites is very important because they're living in your home rent free in your mouth. So parasites is definitely something that you want to be able to eliminate because we got a little cute slide right here with them over in the corner, but they are bad news. They are the cause of chronic infection, chronic inflammation. Autopsy founders have found that people have parasites in their liver, brain, and lungs that's been living there for years. There have been stories of parasites, 2 and 3 feet long being pulled out of people because, they've been in there so long. So that's why it's so important to be able to detoxify your body and reset your system. I like to change it. I like to call it changing the oil. You change your oil every 3,000 miles because if you're not, the engine's going to get clogged up and you're not going to, the vehicle's going to perform. So if you don't change the oil in your system, you're going to clog up your bloodstream. There's going to be toxins circulating through your organs, and it's going to cause issues over time. So take the time, get back with the person who invited you, and talk about the 7-day cleanse. Talk about the 21-day cleanse. And we're going to talk a little bit about that as we go forward. But these things aren't just designed to just for us to be able to market a product. The products are effective and they work and they have the protocols effective, but we're doing this for a reason because we're really trying to help people. So we're going to talk a little bit about the products, and our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information provided herein is for informational purposes only. It's not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or other healthcare professionals. If you're pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult your healthcare provider before using any nutritional supplements. And the results that you're going to see today will vary from individual to individual. So one of the things that we are super excited about, because we talked about a lot of these issues right here on the left, the oxidation process, the need for omega-3 fatty acids, the gut health, the parasites, the blood type support. We've designed a product, as you see on the right-hand side, the world's first balanced plant-based protein product that addresses these 5 issues, called Flat Belly Fuel. It targets these 5 areas. It tastes amazing, and this is a game changer from a business perspective. So here you go. You see it right here. See, it's packaged beautifully. This is a 3-day supply. It's plant-based for your blood type. You can see the low levels of fat and sodium in this product, and it's also infused with what's called aronia berry. And aronia berry is one of the most effective plants in terms of its level of antioxidants in it that really helps fight that oxidation process. It's made of hemp protein, flaxseed, aronia berry, chlorella, ashwagandha. The label is right there. We have the best of the best in this product right here. And I was talking a little bit about the aronia berry. When you talk about aronia berries, it's measured in what's called the ORAC score, which is the oxygen radical absorption capacity. And as you can see on this chart, aronia berry far surpasses some of the other berries that you may have heard of. More well-known brands like Noni and Acai. Aronia berry kind of blows it out of the water. So we are very proud of our ingredients. We go to great lengths to make sure that everything is manufactured at a very high level, because we have a vision at the company. Our vision is a world where every individual has access to nutrition and resources that they need to thrive, leading to healthier, wealthy, and a more resilient community. We aspire to be a catalyst for global change, fostering a future free from the limitations of disease and poverty, where every corner of the globe flourishes. We have an international vision. We have a cause. We have a cause that we're fighting for. That's why we're passionate about what we do. That's why we host these events on Saturday. That's why some of our colleagues today are in Chicago hosting an event that's attracting the community so we can share and educate them on what we're doing. Because our goal is to spread the concept of the blue zone throughout the world. There are 7 blue zones throughout the country, and only one of them is in the United States, in Loma Linda, California. But guess what? Yes, this is a community-based process, the blue zones globally, but that's where it starts. It starts in your home. It starts with you. So we want to be able to show you how to create a blue zone in your body, how you create a blue zone in your house, how you create a blue zone within your local family. And then we go out and each one teach one, each one teach one, and we keep. So that's our mission. We're going out to talk to people about how to detoxify your body, uh, how to detoxify your blood cells, how you can use a product called bitters that will help you boost your digestion by stimulating the production of the enzymes in your stomach and in your gut. It'll regulate your appetite. It'll support the liver function that I was talking about. It'll eliminate the fat from your and toxins from your digestive system. It'll alkalize your body and reduce inflammation. Your body's either going to be acidic or it's going to be alkaline. If you're in an acidic state, that's where sickness and disease can live. If you're in an alkaline state, then you're moving toward better health. And this is what this bitters product does. It improves that gut health. And this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. We have a protocol for a 7-day cleanse, and we have a protocol for a 21-day cleanse. So this bitters product right here is a part of a 4-day detox. We have a very simple protocol. It's just as simple as boiling a bag of tea and drinking tea. So the person who invited you will be glad. They'll be your coach. We'll walk you through the process. It's very simple, and it's good for you. So other information that we're going to be sharing with you is, again, we talked about the yes list. We're going to provide you with data, with information. Once we get to the first step of identifying what's your blood type, then that opens up the floodgates for us to give you information. Now we can really start doing a deep dive on the food you should be eating, the exercises you should be doing, the relaxation you should be having. There's so much data on blood types that we're going to really be able to fine tune and personalize some recommendations for you based on your blood type. And this list right here is some of the data that you're going to receive through our program. So let's talk a little bit about the program, a little bit about the packages, because again, we talked about what's going on in the culture. We talked about what's going on in medicine. We talked about what's going on inside your body. So we know there's a need. So how do we address the need? So we've created these products. We've created the flat belly fuel. We know that the blood type test is fundamental. Back to my story, when I went to get my blood type, the doctor didn't know it. I had a stack this big with all kind of stuff from 20 years, but when I asked the simple question of, can you tell me my blood type? They couldn't tell me. The nurse looked at me kind of side-eyed when she had to go through all that paperwork, and she said, well, we can get you a test, but it's going to cost you, a couple $100. So I was like, let me think about it. So I walked away, and I realized that within the system that we have, that you will have, you can purchase your own blood type kit at a very reasonable cost, much less than a couple $100, as you can see, and you'll be able to take your own blood type and figure out the information for yourself. So we have 2 types of packages. One includes the blood type chart that tells you the do's and don'ts based on your blood type. It contains the bitters. It contains the plant-based protein, and it includes the blood type kit. That's for $59. That's kit number 1. Kit number 2, save even more money with the blood type. If you already know your blood type, you don't need the kit, so it's a $10 reduction. Same products, but less the blood type. And to do those things, this is part of our assessment package, because again, we know we need the product, we know why we need the product, but what we do like to do is have data. We can get you data that has high value. Isn't it valuable that you know what your omega-3 panel looks like? Isn't it valuable that you know what's going on in your gut? Don't you want to know what's going on with your vitamin and mineral level, your heart, your liver, your kidneys, your brain, your cardiovascular system? We have a system that can do that. And as I said, what's the value of all those tests? If you were to go to your physician for those tests, probably much more than $1,000. They will bill your insurance company a lot more than $1,000 for those tests, and you probably still would have a copay. Now, what we're talking about in terms of connecting with the person who invited you here and with our company, $189 special. You get the access to what's called the bioscan. If you're in Virginia, I'm here. I am a bioscan coach. I perform these assessments. We have state-of-the-art technology earlier that can do this. And trust me, the value is more than $189. So this is the deal of the day. So I'm going to also put it in context from a business context, because if you're invited here because not only do you care about your health and then you care about your nutrition and that you want a plan on how to improve that, I shared that with you. So now is how do we get that to you? How do we get this to the marketplace? And this is probably the most efficient way to do it, using that 69 to $59 product, but take advantage of the auto ship concept. This is the key right here, because this is going to keep your product, in particular the protein, because you're going to need that post cleanse. Once you do the cleanse, that sets you up for what happens next. So you cleanse your body. You do ultimately you want to do the 21 day, because that's where you're going to get the best results. You're going to get the toxins out of your body. You're going to get the inflammation down. You're going to lose weight, and you're going to feel great. But then what do you do next? You don't want to go back to what you did before. Now, because you know your blood type, you detoxified, and now your whole perspective has changed, and you're moving toward the next level. You're mastering your health and your wellness. So what we do is incorporate changes into your diet. We incorporate this plant protein that's balanced for everything that we talked about, blood type and omega-3s, everything that you need is in there. You start incorporating that into your diet in the form of a meal replacement. You drink a smoothie or two a day, you're getting good nutrition in, you're keeping those things down, and you're getting healthy over time. And then you start incorporating other changes, and the weight starts to come off. Built into the system is a nutrient called HMB. And if you do your research on HMB, it's designed to help build muscle. So we show people how to build muscle where they sleep, when they sleep. So the product is worth your investment in your health long term. And by investing in this particular auto ship program for $59 a month, you're going to save money also. Company is a very diverse company. We focus today primarily on the protein and on the detox, but we have a wide variety of products that range from CBD pain creams, skin care, hair care, other weight loss products, essential oils, high quality nutritional value. We've got testimonies about all these products. Get with the person who invited you. They'll be able to give you some personal testimonies about these products because they are phenomenal. And you want to be able to give them a try. And it's estimated that 1 to 5 Americans who are aware of their blood type, who have experimented, who've been exposed to this information, they start to incorporate it into their diet. And that's what we're doing. That's what education is about. We're launching on this campaign. We're going to be in the Guinness Book of Records. We're going to help some people. We're going to let people know what their blood type is. We're going to be out there, and you're going to be seeing us. And this conversation is going to be elevated. You're going to see it on social media because we ran the numbers. Okay, our CEO is so brilliant. She's the first. She knows that out of 5 million people, at $50, that's $250 million in sales. Again, I'm asking you to put your business hat on for a second, because we're talking about marketing and distribution, the core line product that we've identified that people need. Community needs this, our family needs this, the nation needs it. So you translate that to a business opportunity. And she's narrowed it down to there's $250 million on the table for us to go after. And by utilizing the concept of auto ship, and you can get 10% of the people on auto ship, that's $3 million monthly. How much of that $3 million do you need? By building a system of your friends and family on a product that they need, making it convenient for them to have it, and locking in your business every month and building on it. Now we're talking economics. Now we're talking about wealth building in the community. So we're talking about health. Now we're talking about wealth. So keep your business hat on. Because even if people, 80% of the people reject, guess what? We're still going to impact millions of people. So don't let the the vastness of the task scare you, because the numbers say we're gonna win. And what this is showing here in terms of where Akana in the hands of God means in the marketplace, you can see we're at the formulating pioneering stages. So we're really just kind of ramping up, moving toward momentum. So with this shift in our philosophy, in our shift in our business model, we're going to be moving to momentum in a very rapid way. We've got some of the most brilliant minds working with us and strategizing with us on how to get to the next level. And as you can see what the growth rate is in this chart. Harvard, a respected business school that we've all heard of, says that when you're looking at a business, especially a business like ours, direct sales, companies like these, you want to select a company that's at least 18 months old. I told you we've been around for over 6 years now. So we meet that criteria. We check that box. And if the company has less than 100,000 representatives, it's a great opportunity. I mean, if it has less than 500 representatives, it's a great opportunity. If it has less than 100,000 representatives, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. So guess what? What I just shared with you over the last 30, 40 minutes, probably close to 40 minutes, is an opportunity of a lifetime. You've just looked at and been a witness to the opportunity of a lifetime. So the rest is up to you. We've shared information. We've given you data. So we want you just to get back with the person who invited you here so that they can answer the questions that I may have skipped over today, didn't answer. But we appreciate you taking time, spending time with us this morning, and come back. There'll be someone else sharing this information at another time, next Saturday, as a matter of fact. Hear it from another perspective. Get your questions answered. Get your business set up. And I haven't gone into a lot of what it costs to get started in the business, but the person who invited you here will. Get connected with the cause, and let's go change lives. So with that being said, we thank you and wish you a great day.